UK braces for a series of strikes this month. This week, UK nurses are set to go on strike, and this will affect the already stretched UK hospitals. The walkout by UK nurses comes as railway and postal service strikes are already crippling the economy around the Christmas period. Airports across the UK are also bracing for disruption, and junior doctors and teachers are preparing to ballot for a strike call. This poses a threat across the UK economy, which is likely already in recession. After the COVID-19 pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine, the UK is also being crippled by a cost of living crisis, pushing up prices for housing, food and energy. The Royal College of Nurses Industrial Action is part of a growing wave among public and private sector employees. According to healthcare unions, their members are skipping meals, struggling to feed themselves and clothe their families. UK unions are seeking a double-digit pay increase, and they want to keep pace with inflation that hit 11.1% in October. This is the highest inflation rate in 41 years. But so far, the UK government has refused to budge on pay. It instead looks to tighten laws to stop some of the strikes. Strikes are due on each day this month. Union estimates that more than 1 million working days will be lost in December, and this will make industrial action the worst month for disruption since July 1989. Well, let's rejoin our correspondent Alex Issat from London. Alex, again, the striking continues. Almost every day in December is blighted by strikes, but there is something particularly worrying about when nurses go on strike, because obviously a lot of people are concerned about the hospitals and healthcare. Tell us the latest.
Absolutely, you're right there. That is a real major concern, and I think that's why the UK public have been backing the nurses' strikes out of all of the others, because they see how hard work they've been doing throughout COVID. But we do understand that there is going to be an emergency COBRA meeting later today to discuss the situation that we're in, because when the nurses strike on Thursday and next Tuesday, and then the ambulance workers and a whole host of other strikes come forward, as well, we've got this horrors weather that's going on at the moment. The Army have been called out to try and cover what they can across the country, but there are only so many people that can cover the nurses' strikes and all of the other strikes that are going on, as well as making sure that the motorways are clear, making sure that the border control and civil servants are also covered as well. At the moment, it does seem like a real stalemate between the government and all of the unions. Even Labour have said that the Royal College of Nursing are asking for too much at the moment. One thing that the Tories and the Labour have agreed on. What we're seeing is that the government is saying we have no money, there's no money, we can't give these pay rises that the nurses and other unions are asking for. At the moment, inflation is so high. What they're looking to do is try and lower inflation as quickly as possible, which they believe will be done in the first quarter of next year. And when that inflation comes lower, then they will look again at a different pay rise option. They have put on the table a slight pay rise now to see them until that first quarter, and then they have said, Jeremy Hunt said today, that if they do come down inflation in the first quarter, then back pay will be given if they are looking to up the pay rate for nurses. So this conversation is still going on. It's unlikely that it's going to stop the strikes that are happening on Thursday with the nurses, but it may stop the strikes, or at least postpone the strikes from happening on Tuesday. But as you rightly said, basically every day in December there are some strikes across a union or another, which is really suffering for businesses and the UK people, especially when it is so cold outside. Everybody is looking to try and get that pay rise themselves for the cost of living. With inflation so high, it is so expensive, and people are really looking to see whether they should heat their homes or eat. It's a real dire situation right now.
Alex Issat live from London. Thank you very much for your insight there.